Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Esoteric Ebb. Last time we left off, did I get the thing? I remember talking to this wall, and then it said like, oh yeah, I've got to redo it, and I need to not speak with you this time, I just need to say the code word, because I died last time. Step on the edge, but we did defeat the Gorgalash. Look at the wall. Snails versus a dragon, yep. Can you, Lugal Mayin. As the sound leaves your lips, the wall beneath you appears to react. Leaning out to see better, you see a glimpse of light growing from the center of the mural. Right at the heart of the drake. What's that light? Cache, hidden within the mural. Secrets unlocked via the ancient snail tongue. I unlocked something secret. Oh, cool. From the depths slowly rising, a stone, faintly glowing, floating towards you. As it approaches, you sense the air around it. It tingles. The stone arrives right in front of you. Grab it. You touch the intense magic item with your gloved hand. It is obvious. This is an ion stone. Intensely legendary magic item. Neat. Interesting find. Must be an item left by the Tulin. They were mass-produced during the Coast War, though, so many of them are used to power industries these days. Meaning it's worth a fortune if you could, maybe manage to sell it. Ain't exactly easy to find that kind of buyer. Not when you're a city official. Shit. Towers will not allow you to keep it either. For now, it is yours. Whatever whispers you heard in the wall are now gone. As you stand there on the ledge, all you hear is the silence of the chasm beneath. Did I know the passphrase? Does appear peculiar. Could simply be an esoteric effect, your essence reacting with that of the mural. No, it's because I die and I'm on an alternate timeline now. How strange. Nice find. Someone is hammering at one of the houses nearby, and it's all my brain can focus on. It's not even particularly loud, it's just all my brain can focus on. Legendary magic item, probably produced during the Arcane era. Though its shape shows a more primal design than you'd imagine from a modern craftsman. Floats around your head as you walk around. Well, it's a +3 constitution. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's possibly worth just having on at all times kind of thing. I think it's better than the 1 charisma I'm getting from that, honestly. And then I did have this on, I believe, just to help with regenerating my HP. So we're back to no Riz, but I'm pretty good in everything else. I had rested last time, so I do think I want to rest again, just to get rid of some of the exhaustion and heal. Lowered exhaustion by 1 level. Managed to restore 1 first level spell slot. Nice. Unlocked all ability checks too. You ready? Let's go. Alright. Got rid of some exhaustion. How's our friend over here doing? Troll's most expensive piece of loot. Ooh. Bottle of milk. +1 strength, -5 constitution. Why do I care about a bottle of milk? Freshly squeezed milk. The label said it's produced in the hills, so it's the finest of the finest. Interesting. Hello. The cage, you can open it. As you approach the cage, you hear a faint voice inside. Aha, it is you. Ahem. Won't you help me out here, good fellow? On the ground you see a key. Hey, troll dropped it. It's for the cage, of course. Yes, must have fallen off the troll during the fight. Who are you? Currently, I'm but a man in need of a great savior. What do you know about the tea shop? Look, I'll be very happy to answer any questions you've got, but please, you hear him banging on the bars. I'll be much more talkative with my freedoms in order. What do I get in return? Eternal gratitude and a lifelong friend? What kind of friend? Oh, the very rich kind. I might currently just be a prisoner of war, something like a kidnapping victim, but I have my coffers to summon. Think I should open it? Yeah, I think you should. Dragon slain. Time to save the damsel. Hear a laugh from inside the cage. Damsel, eh? I'll take it. Now please. Do you have an opinion, Atir? No. You got yourself a whole council out there, eh? Gotta get everyone's approval, I see. That's okay, I'm not exactly dying in here, but I would appreciate it if you'd open the cage. Right. Open the cage. As it opens, you watch a well-dressed and surprisingly not-so-scuffed man step out. Ah, yes, this is the feeling. Prince Meriadoc Moonwatch. I don't think you and Moongore get along very well, beyond reeds. Well, Moongore said she hated you, so that is actually incredibly fair. Freedom! The sweetest nectar of any band. This must be Frank, son of Frank. Are you Frank, son of Frank? Ho-ho, you must have picked up my alias at some point. Fancy Freestrider flashes you a series of pearly white teeth. Yeah, I could tell you were a Freestrider between the Reeds book and all the yellow. Allow me to properly introduce myself. He bows deeply. Hola, Hirsan, salve amice. Sevesk, hello, and greetings. Okay, you know a lot of languages. He bows forward in a deep, performative motion. My name is Meriadoc Moonwatch, great merchant, prince of reeds. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, and quite honestly, a much bigger pleasure to be rescued by you. He looks out to the goblin, and immediately holds out a hand, presenting his palm. You must be a local tribe member. Great to meet you. Looks at the hand for a beat too long. Technically, yeah. Shakes the human's hand. I'm Snell. Oh, of course, Meriadoc says, returning a limp shake. Showing one's palm is quite the ironic visual for such a well-focused ideology. Yep. And you must be the city angel I've heard so much about. He bows his head before your celestial companion. Dzień dobry. Yes, to you too. Although I admit I've only picked up a few words of celestial during my travels in Divinatorum. A prince? Merchant prince. It's a plutocratic thing. So a nobleman? Not by necessity, although technically I do carry some blue blood, but my influence is entirely derived from wealth. Nothing else. Lifts his head even higher to proclaim a single question. And who might you be? I'm a druid of Norvik, great primal magic caster, so on. Wow, what a mix-up. Love it. Claps his hands together. You, my good fellow, have just saved a top-ranking member of the Freestrider Revolution. So, let us get down to business. What can a son of Freethazen help you with? Anything you need? I don't think I'm convincing you. This guy dropped the yellow hat? Most likely, yes. Hand over the fancy yellow hat. Oh, won't you look at that? It's yours, I assume. It is indeed. Must have lost it at some point. I did get in quite a hurry. Reached into one of his collected packs and pulls out a book. This is the least I could give you in return. A signed limited edition copy of Beyond Reeds. He hands it to you with gusto. Thanks. Trying to infuse my writing with Freestrider ideals, and it's proven quite popular across the coast. Hopefully it's a sign of the times of Gaia's good fortune to come. Gia's? He smiles and puts on his fancy yellow hat. Sadly does not suit him. You'll continue imagining him without the hat. Yeah, that's the excuse to not have to redo the art. Gods, I love this hat. It's been on a lot of adventures, you know. Anyway, questions I can help you with? What are you voting? Funny you mention that. I did hear that anyone authorized to stay within the city is allowed to cast a vote, which is a wonderful policy, and the Ascani Reeds Trading Company has surely pushed for its implementation. However, as an outsider and one of significant political power, I will not partake. Freestrider choosing not to vote? Isn't democracy your thing? He shrugs. It would simply be tasteless. This election of yours should be decided by those who call Norvik home. Whether they've been here for a week or a decade doesn't matter, but I do not call it home, so I will not vote. I mean, that's very fair, and is kind of like anti-oligarchy and capitalist of you, because so many of them always want to constantly be talking about like, oh yeah, I want to be able to go over here and decide these things because I have holdings here and stuff. I'm also noticing, looks like my audio is a little messed up. This happens sometimes. I only just noticed it. So I'm going to redo the recording and fix that really quickly. Okay, we are back, and the audio should be fixed. I should be able to fix the audio in the first bit in post, so it shouldn't be, you know, too much of an issue. But there's a weird issue that happens sometimes where something weird happens with my recording software. It happens in both OBS and Audacity, which I basically just use Audacity as a backup at this point. But it's some weird thing where it like puts way more emphasis on the left channel for sound rather than the right channel. So like I basically sound like I'm talking into your left ear if I don't adjust the audio. I have no idea why it does that. It's very weird. Because all I have to do is just restart the programs and it fixes it. I don't do anything with Windows. I don't unplug and put my mic back in or anything. It's just like, no, you just restart the programs and it's good. But it happens very inconsistently. But when it does, usually I notice it, but this time I didn't. Yeah, so I read that already. That's why I haven't made my presence known here in the city. I'm here incognito. What he is arguing for is the destruction of your culture. Allowing anyone to vote like that is an awful policy. It can and will be abused. That makes sense to me. The future is a world of free striders, free trade. I don't care if you're not voting, you're useless. Allowing anyone to vote like that is an awful policy. It can and will be abused. I mean, I don't think, yeah. Future is a world of free striders, free trade, global prosperity, and brotherhood. Make a heart sign. Interesting, interesting. Because, like, I do like the idea of people voting, but whether you've been here for a week or a decade doesn't matter. But I do not call it home. That just means, like, people that don't even live in the place. And I'm thinking, like, in my head, like, let's say people, like rich real estate people that have, like, properties here that don't live here. That could live, like, somewhere totally different and just move over here. And that's probably why the Free Striders like it. So basically, like, outside forces like that can come in and do stuff. But I imagine most of their effort's going to be put in the lobbying and stuff. Because, like, yeah. I like the idea of there not being a lot of barrier to voting. But I can see how it could be abused by people that want to abuse it. Basically. Like, in this specific case, Free Striders, in my opinion. They just get all of their people from all over the place to come over here and just vote. And it's also like, you're voting on things, if you don't live here, you might not even really know about the place. You know? Like, I kind of think of it like, in like, some games and stuff where there's, like, community polls on things. A lot of the times there's an argument from people that's like, we should only let people vote that are, like, high level and stuff, which I don't agree with. Because, you know, everyone should have an opinion on these things. But I can understand the argument where, like, someone might not be as in tune with the issues of a specific city or something if they don't actively live there. I'm just gonna say I don't care. If you're not voting, you're useless. Let's out a big laugh. I like the spirit. Democracy only spreads with that kind of heart and gut. Keep it a real, good fellow. Tell me more about you. Dangerous thing to ask a merchant prince. Well, I'm a dangerous man. Oh, he mouths. Cleric. Cleric. I'm winking. No, I get it. Very playful. Just someone who could very easily talk your ear off. He lets out a hearty laugh and strikes a pose. Been known to bore officials in every city with my political rants and intrigue, common folk around the coast with my tales. So go ahead. What do you wish to know about Meriadoc Moonwatch? Don't speak of yourself in third person. It's pretentious. I don't do that much, do I? You appear to have left an impression on the Free Strider. His micro-expression shows insecurity. Just don't. Right. So you're an author? I am! Over the course of a very long and illustrious career, that's only getting started, by the way, I've written over 30 books to date. 5 historical biographies about post-war revolutionaries, those important figures who paved the way for Freestriderism. Over a dozen highly regarded novellas following the adventures of the fictional mage hunter Pelric Smed. And of course, the rest are my famous travel journals, the main series of which focuses on a band each. So, and I've only got 3 more to go. Which bands have you yet to explore? The Venatorum, since I'm still awaiting on an official invitation from our Freestrider contacts in the Golden Horde. It'd be much easier to explore the mountain than its slopes if I had a celestial bodyguard, would it not? Then Ascani. I'm here to research the book right now. And finally, Yim. I'm sure you know it's not exactly a band friendly to outsiders. Even if you ignore the giant magical walls stretching across the eastern and western land paths, as well as the tree creatures tossing boulders at any ships nearing most shores, or the giant ethereal spiders, or the blood curses, or the infinite swamps, or the wide promised spirits, even if you ignore all of that, Yim's biggest issue for an explorer is simply the fact that we do not have a single contact inside the border. They do exist. We know many of folk who originate from its shores and forests, and strange broken cliffs. However, since the Fade era, there does not seem to exist any large-scale civilizations. One day I will brave its trails, but it will be the last band I tackle, and it might be my doom. But if there are people inside those walls whose lives could be improved through freestriderism, then it is my duty to do so. I'm not impressed. He laughs. You're quite the brazen fellow, aren't you? I like that, it's refreshing. Usually swarmed by adoring fans whenever I go, another reason why I travel incognito. Prefer your impression, quite honestly. How did you become a trade prince? Long story, as in an actual very, very long story. I've got time. Wonderful! He gives you an excited nod. Was born during the Battle of Thazin. It's quite the detail, isn't it? The Battle of Thazin with the tanks and the fall of the city? Oh yes, it was the beginning of the end of the Magicrats. My father was the head of a minor noble family in Thazin at the time. He protected us as the city crumbled, and he swore on that day to never again support the Arcanists. That was the day the revolution started as well. In time, my father joined them. As the wizards attempted to rebuild their city, freestriderism grew among the people. It was a natural event, like an awakening among all folk. I was there, and I saw it every step of the way. The Arcanists no longer flew in the skies. They could no longer harness those infinite power sources. We mortals could now strike them down. Me and my sisters have fought with the revolution all our lives. As we won, our family's trade corporation was regarded as a cornerstone of the Freestrider movement. We were ordained as a high corporation. Once I've proved myself worthy as a spreader of the ideals, I was granted a position within the corporation as a trade prince. This sounds... God, this just sounds... high corporation, and then you're basically out here proselytizing. Like, it's not a surprise for the Freestriders, but this really does just sound like a Ponzi scheme or multi-level marketing scheme. It's been my life ever since. How old are you? I am 57 years old. What the fuck? Is that the power of money? Yes, it is. And to answer your question, yes, that is the power of money. What the fuck? Burst out a wild laugh. Good gods, yes, I keep forgetting I don't quite look it. Being a trade prince has its perks, you see. Ever heard of a potion of longevity? Yep. The rich buying up all of the best medical practices and medication? Yeah, I know all about that. Oh, yes. How many have you had? 3. It's quite risky to drink any more of those, so I probably won't. See, they get progressively more side-effecty the more of them you ingest. Considering what my coven tells me, I should probably be happy with natural death now. How expensive? Arguably invaluable. However, if you were to do some head math, by supporting my personal coven, funding their brewery, and buying all the ingredients, I've probably paid somewhere around 1,000,000 tins for each of them. Maybe more. Maybe upwards of 2,000,000 crowns. That's a lot. Sure is. Can I have one? No. Come on, please. Even a mega coven can only brew 1 or 2 of those potions in a given year. You can imagine, they go to whoever has the most resources. Disgusting. That seems unfair. Many would agree, however limited resources are what they are. What is the trade prince? I oversee certain branches of the Moonwatch High Corporation, for one. There are some responsibilities to the revolution, of course, but that's really more of a side hustle, the writing being one of them. Lots of politicking and lots of traveling, a very fun position. That doesn't sound very fun. It's not for everyone. So you just travel around a bunch? Most of every day, every year, yes. Hey, my heel. I haven't gotten tied down yet, so this exciting lifestyle is what I've chosen. Well, see if that changes in the future. Perhaps I'll get married. Who knows? What about you, good fellow? You tied the knot yet? Your heart, it is pumping. Alert, alert! Goblin companion glares at you. Feel dizzy. Oh, sorry, I must have mumbled. I said, do you have yourself a woman? Or perhaps a man? Yeah, I mean, I'm open to either. It's fine. As long as they're cute. And my version of cute is usually based off of personality more than anything else, so... I'll be honest, I've yet to research how the Earth folk manage their intimates. Buggering isn't outlawed here, is it? Gods, I hope not. Tears' many eyes land upon you, and then the goblin. Snell, are you okay? Is it... Yeah, this is normal. Don't worry, he mutters back to her. I attempt not to faint. Sorry, it must have seemed like a strange question, but you'd be surprised. There are a ton of cities across the coast that try to regulate and codify what people do with their bums. It's all really quite ridiculous. You have Snell as moral support, under the effect of enhanced ability. Yeah, no, I don't like that there are tons of cities that try to regulate what you can do with your bum. Attempt to have this conversation. Let's go. Hey, 2 9s. Raise your head. His nervousness is gone. Hope it's not bad to ask. Look at the Free Strider. Ask about what? Oh, sorry, I must have been unclear. Just wanted to ask about buggering. The butt. Yes. Is it legal here in Norvik? Yes, I believe so. Norvik has no laws dictating sexual activity between consenting adults. Legal courtship and marriage is also open between all folk types and adult people over the ages of 21 in human-scaled years. It's legal then. Good to know. So about my original query then. Got yourself a special someone at home, my good fellow? A deep question that haunts you at night. Your sphere of annihilation. Clear your throat for an uncomfortable amount of time, no? Yeah, sure. Oh, do you now? He leans in. I've got Snell. It's here. I'll just say I've got Snell. I've got Snell. Right, Snell? You won't have a slumber party with me, but we're fucking, right? I got Snell. No, you don't. Damn it, Snell! You were supposed to cover for me. A tear? Do not imply that, cleric. Actually, no. Oh! Stared at him nervously. Well, I wish you well in the future then. That, if that is a thing you even want to begin with, of course. Many go through life alone, and many do it without a standard experience of love, and that is all valuable as well. Yeah, that's true. Keep staring at him. Nods and smiles. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? Smile drops. Suppose I should tell you a little story. Yeah, we've been looking for you, Mr. Frank Frankson. Nods to the goblin. Hope we can keep this under wraps, of course, but as you might have imagined already, I'm down here without my permit. It sounds illegal. It is! Although it is a debatable case, he braces himself. I arrived in the morning and planned on taking a stroll through Tolstad before heading down. My presence was a bit of bad timing, really. A week before the election and a son of Freethazen arrives on the scene. That could cause a bit of havoc, and since our dear Scotty Reed's trading company was not doing so well, was doing so very well in this election, I did not want to steal any limelight. Then, of course, fate intervenes. Just when I find myself before the Ascani pillar, a darn fireball goes off next to me. Just my luck. So once the ringing had stopped and some goblins started swarming the place, trying to put out the flames, I decided quite frankly that this could end poorly for both my timetable and the poor people who had to deal with this mess. Sounds like an awful coincidence. Like they say, fortuitous Gaia frowns upon my path. Old deity still worshipped in some parts of Reeds. She was a goddess of luck and wealth. Oh my god, my cough. That's, Lady Luck. I rushed down the stairs since I already had my direction. Figured I'd postpone the upstairs sightseeing. Head straight down into the below, as you people say. You people? The locals, which you are a part, I assume? Yes, don't worry. Free Strider gives you a solemn frown. I saw something. See, I have a pair of glasses. They allowed me to detect magic, among other things. Detect magic, a classic first-level divination spell. Allows the caster to view magical effect, enchantments, illusions, and other esoterical things clearly within a certain range. You don't have access to this currently, but Detect Secret should be a good substitute. Where are the glasses? Lost, sadly. Trolls shook me around, so they ended up somewhere down the river, I presume. What did you see? I saw a man on fire. What? Specifically, I saw the outline of a man, invisible. An invisible man? Perhaps I should describe it more like a... He scratches his chin, then perks up. Ah, yes. An invisible smoking man. My glasses allowed me to see him, or at least a faint outline of his esoteric illusion. Where'd you see this? I had just entered the... What is it called? The area right below, with all the apartments and the big ravine. Pillar Crossing. You saw this invisible man at the Pillar Crossing. Yes, that's it. Saw him heading towards the heading across the bridge, or rather toward the pillar. And what time did you see this? Couldn't have been more than a minute after the explosion. How many seconds does it take to walk from the pillar upstairs to the pillar downstairs? 60 seconds tops. Perhaps that. I was rushing to get away from the drama after all. Did you see any details about the man? It was clear that it was a man. He was on fire, and he was probably wearing some type of armor. Silhouette made that fairly obvious. Human, I would guess. Too tall for a dwarf, too short for a, I don't know, half-giant? But really, a humanoid slightly taller than either of us. Sure, you're experienced with detect magic, but my glasses are not as powerful as that spell usually allows. And sadly, all I could see was that silhouette. What'd the man do? That's the question worth 1,000,000 tens, eh? A burning, invisible man seen right after the explosion? Yeah, I need to know what he did. Meriadoc took a deep breath. He went inside the pillar. Inside the pillar, he says. The Pillar of Jor. Elaborate? I agree. That seems reasonable to do. It's strange, but let's be clear. I first thought I saw a strange esoteric event, or a ghost. Because the silhouette I saw, it went straight into the Pillar of Jor. Right in. As if it walked into the stone, and the stone turned into... how do I describe it? A magical mass? Warping around the invisible man, his flames being put out, and his being merged into it? A gate. A miracle. Step into death. Sure it wasn't a ghost then? I've seen ghosts, good fellow. This was no ghost. This was an invisible, very real man. Wherever he went, once he was inside the pillar, his presence disappeared immediately, along with that esoteric force emanating from that stone. Never seen anything like it, but I have read about it. Pillars of Jor across the coast, the Arcanist performed many an experiment on them. There have been reports found in hidden documents during the rebuilding of Thazen, you see. Documents from high-ranking Arcanists. That is all kept very secret among the Freestrider ranks, of course. This could help me a lot. I can tell you one thing about it, perhaps. Find a logical argument as to why he should tell you everything. I'm gonna try. Got it. Glances at your angel companion with her hand on the handle of her sword. Yes, this man clearly accepts logic, a rational human, a wizard even. Mr. Meriadoc Moonwatch, any information you can give me will help in this case. Now push the most rational thing he obviously desires. As any of those foolish Freestriders desires. Know something about the pillar, then telling me will not only help my case, it will also, and most importantly, keep the first ever election of Norvik safe. Claps his hands together. You said the magic word, didn't you? Yes, I do worry about this, how this whole event will curse the Freestrider cause. You can keep things clean up. Freestrider gives a reluctant nod. Fine. As I said, this is top secret, so you do not hear it from me. Crosses his arms and looks out into the mist. Freestrider ideal is meritocracy without magic. However, obviously we inherited the massive esoterical caches left behind by the Arcanist. Because of the beheadings. Terrible and idiotic waste of talent. While magic itself grew weaker over the years due to Arcanist greed, many of their findings are still quite useful to this day. Especially their scientific data. What's secret about this then? They appeared to have been in contact with Jor. That is fascinating. Oh, how? It's not exactly a conversation or anything. They received esoteric messages, not unlike the ones recorded during the Great Gate era by, well, civilizations like the snail folk who built all these ruins around us. It was an omen, you might call it. What did he tell them? Freestrider taps his hand onto the pillar. Some strange codes. Taught them some new spells. The last message we found written down by one of the Arcanists of the Hagenshags, was an order to stop. Stop what? To stop opening the gates. He raises his chin. You see... He places a hand upon the pillar beside him. They found cracks in the gates. The gates of Jor leading to the outside. The places we all came from. Interesting. They got out? Teams of Arcanists back when they still wielded 9th, 10th, and even 11th level spells. They could enter into the pillars just for short stints. Many did not return, but those who did described a void of souls, alien worlds beyond, far realm aberrations, and paths within strings, whatever that means. Their work was cut short due to the Coast War, but they got in, my good fellow. And Jor was not too happy about that. Did not appear so, no. He nods. I believe that invisible man, who most likely fled during the explosion, he too entered one of these cracks in the ancient gate. As unlikely and wondrous as that seems, well, we've been able to talk to the pillars this whole time too. If there is a rogue spellcaster capable of hiding inside the gate, then someone will have to apprehend him. Huh. How would you even deal with that? Like, do we follow him through the crack? Yes, no, we must follow him through the crack. Glare at the pillar. Meriadoc chuckles. A nervous chuckle. Good luck with that, I say. But unless you happen to know some ancient gods or beings, gods forbid, still alive arcanist, I'm afraid you're out of luck. We found no realistic way to replicate their attempts to enter the pillar. Not like higher tier spells are exactly common, eh? Could a sphinx count as an ancient being? Oh, you speak of the kind of sphinx upstairs? She's quite the celebrity. Hells, if you can get her on your side, then why not? Do know some free strider researchers attempted to get on the good side of a sphinx in one of the layers near Ev. It didn't exactly end too well. What about a lich? Squints at you. What about it? I might be acquainted with one of those. Not sure I believe you, or maybe I just really hope you're lying. Look, liches come in all sizes. We had entire cities run by liches back in old Dimenor. Some of those arcanists who went inside the cracks and survived were liches. So yeah, if you happen to know a lich, sure. Lich might help you. They don't just consume your soul first. We're aware they're quite literally life-sucking horrors, right? I'll be careful. Good, and good luck. You'll need it. What about an insane demi-lich? I'd suggest staying away from one of those, but really, even if you had one as your best friend, it probably would not have the power to perform such magic. I'll find a way in. Bows his head. I am happy to be of service. I'm very worried for your safety. Goblin companion who stands quiet next to you as you discuss these methods of interplanar travel raises a hand. Just to be clear, I'm talking about teleportation, like magical teleportation. Uh-huh. What do you think? What do I think? Snell side-eyes the grinning free strider before leaning in with a scowl. Look, I'm speaking on behalf of Lady Sageleaf when I say this. Takes you aside a few steps away from Meriadoc. Halfways want this handled, no matter the obstacle. No matter what? No matter what. Gives you a determined frown. This could be very dangerous. I get it. His eyes speak of bravery in the face of an overwhelmingly new experience. They'll be on. Not taking this lightly, I promise. Why does Sageleaf really want this so badly? Goblin thinks about it, letting his eyes land upon the pillar. Then he tells you. If we don't get something tangible, like for example this rogue spellcaster, then the halfways will be in a real shitty situation. Why, is Sageleaf losing power? Nah, she's got that in the bag. Economically speaking, the city is fucking us all the time. Sorry to break it, but your bosses don't really make it easy for us. My bosses? Yeah, they suck. Agree to agree. The city manages to get their way on this whole fireplace failure narrative, along with all those damn zoning disputes. Legally, we're looking to get completely screwed. Lots of tenants that we have to house without any permits for the apartments they occupy. Hundreds of buildings across Tolstad. Commerce, living space, even some governmental locales. Whoa. If we don't get something tangible, or at the very least some kind of leverage on your dear Magistrate Dara, then... Lets out an exasperated sigh. I have to do anything I can to stop that from happening. The old lady put her trust in me to handle it. Hold out your hand. Let's have an adventure. He instinctively grabs it, giving you a solid handshake. Muscles! Have a gods be damned fucking adventure. Turn back to Meriadoc. We've decided to go into the Pillar of Jor. Oh, how lovely! I hope you survive. If you do, I'll be sure to write a piece about it. Do you know an elf? Not really, no. I have a few elven friends in Reeds, but I'm quite new here in Norvik. How come? Nothing you need to concern yourself. How mysterious, but I won't pry, I swear. Why are you here? Great question. I'm on a covert expedition, you see. Lead in to whisper covert. Yes! I'm on a journey to document the experience of the esoteric wonders beneath your city of Norvik. Meaning the maze of the Water Temple, the depth of the Fungal Valley, and of course the Great Undercoast Path itself, the Water Temple. Half-frozen, half-submerged spiral maze in the city below. Found underneath the mouth of the River Torna and is said to suck in a portion of the river's water, sending it to the undersea. Similar temple is said to be found at the start of the river, far inland near the edges of the infinite wastes. Oh, why here? Because these wonders are truly wondrous. And quite honestly, reaching the gravity flip just isn't as easy as it used to be. Back in Thazen, it could be a week's travel just to get to this kind of depth. I'm currently writing my next book called A Free Strider's Guide to Askun. Writing a travel book about a place you've never even visited sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? He laughs. It's quite the thing, this job of mine. I'm just gonna be quiet. I use my trusty collection of spells to make my way down. Some invisibility, some detect magic, some charm person. Following the directions I bought from an old retired cleric, recommended source, I found the hidden path down from the Tolstad tunnels. Easy trip. Surprised me, really. Did you cast Charm Person on Moongor? The bugbear. Oh yes, lovely lady. Yes, I had to, unfortunately. Don't think she would have let me pass otherwise. I mean, Moongor wanted me to punch him in the face, right? You're just a free strider, I don't super care. I gotta for my bugbear queen. Making quite the sucker of a punch, you swing your fist directly into the face of the free strider. He lets out a confused groan. What in the name of every bloody fucking ballsack? There are not enough interrobangs on the coast to accessorize his confusion. Don't mind control women. It's rude. Touches his nose to make sure it's not broken. Shit! Gods be damned. Mutters to himself and throws glaring looks at you. He clears his throat and straightens his back. I forgive you, if you don't do it again. Of course, I have no reason to punch you again. Don't worry, you deserved one punch, not more. Yeah, fuck you. You swing your hand into nothing. The image of the free strider's smug and punchable face distorts into a mess of starry grains, dispersing in the pure blackness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spin around, look around. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You are stuck in nothing. Powerful force stung through a string, right as you touched his face a second time. Interesting. This is clearly an esoteric event, however the directness of it is surprising. It's as if the mere action of breaking that idiot's nose caused reality to warp. Fascinating. You did completely fuck up that interaction. But not sure if it being stuck in a void is a better outcome. So what do I do? Feel the tension, the strife. Reach out and touch the life within the world. Okay. Fingers don't seem to move, yet they touch upon something. Something soft and sticky. A string. This one feels familiar, it's not far. Your body knows it, your mind does not. Grab it. In an instant, you see the free strider once again. Groan and continue with the first words that come out of your mouth. And the troll? He groans and rubs his eyes. Really should have been more careful, but once I've reached this far down, I figured there wouldn't be any trouble if I just rested a bit under one of these mushrooms. Did you just charm me? Mostly to regain my spell slots. And, well, there's not much to say. Was thrown into a cage, interrogated a bit by that brutish troll. Put my remaining spell slots on him, but nothing seemed to work. Yes, he seemed quite esoterically resistant. Indeed. Not entirely, of course, but every charmed person I cast just bounced off. First I thought it was obviously due to his nature. Obviously, charmed person only works on direct humanoids. However, trolls are distinctly a giant variety. They even speak a broken offshoot of the giant tongue. So I'm quite confused over it, considering the esoteric freezing around the beast. I'm sure there was some strange pocket or biome effect he carried with him. Quite strange. Did you manage to talk? Sure. If by talk you mean him screaming at me and threatening to eat me for a fair bit of time. Lovely experience. We'll go straight in the book. The last vestige of Ascani's brutish past. Yes, that'll work. So no useful information? Well, the brute did mention how much he hated Earth, and like he was one of the few who survived your dear god's cleansing during the city's founding. He also spoke about rebuilding the tribe. I'm not sure what that means. Was he going to impreg you? So good riddance, I say. Such a beast has no place in civilized society compared to the half-giants of Orgini, and do not see much potential in trolls. Glances towards your goblin companion. Goblins, for example, are more or less stellar examples of this democratization of tribal cultures. You pardon the expression. I hate the way you're talking about this. Snell looks tired. Yep, same Snell. Happy to be a stellar example for you and your ideology. Either way, he's gone now. Hopefully. The way he fell down into the deeper reaches of the gravity flips should suggest a gruesome death. We don't take anything like that for granted. What makes these parts so wondrous and horrific both is the esoterically unstable nature of these strings. Never know what you'll get. I punched him in the face. I did do that. That's all I've got for now. Very well. Here, I'll pick myself up here for a bit. I think that darn bastard troll tossed some of my belongings down the riverbed. Hopefully I'll be able to recover some of it, but either way, thank you again, good fellow. Performed an amazing service for me in the entire revolution. If you believe some of my fans. He presents his palm. Owe you a great deal. If we ever cross paths again, I'll be sure to repay you. The hand. Wait. So I won't see you here again? Oh, I believe I've seen far enough of this here Upper Hollow Ridge for half a lifetime. Well, I might continue this delve at some other time. Today I will make my way upstairs. Got some business in the palace to take care of, and then election time. Free Strider shows you his palms in an open gesture. Well then, if you need anything else, I'll still be here for a little bit. Good luck out there. And if I have time, let us speak again here on election day. Or again on election day. I'll be sure to hang around Tolstad. Okay. Well, I'm putting on all my dex stuff to try and rob you. Legendary book written by Meriadoc Moonwatch himself. It became a smash hit all over the coast when it was released many a decade ago, and its many accuracies and falsehoods have helped shape a free Striderian view of all 8 bands. It's a limited edition signed by the author, quite valuable. I don't give a shit. But whatever. Give me my dex, please. All of the dex. I think I have one more dex thing I can put on. Or am I crazy? Oh yeah, the shield. Yeah, go ahead and throw that on. Hello. You return. What can I do for you? Hey, give me some crowns. I did punch you in the face. None of this is helping that much. My inventory? And I guess it did only get me to plus... Yeah. It didn't get me that high, actually. Like, yeah, my deck still isn't super crazy. But I have a better chance now. Hey! Ah, yes. You know how. How to get him to give me money? Yeah. Just be quite quick and decisive. Maybe weigh in on the fact you just saved his life. Sorry, did you say something? He's muttering to himself. Happens sometimes. Mr. Meriadoc, trade prince. Hold out a hand. Yes. I just saved your life. Holding out your hand. Ah, I understand. Tosses you a heavy pouch. Holy fuck. Enjoy, sir. Look inside. There are many hundred crowns in this pouch. Gawk at it. Those are my travel reserves. I always keep an extra pouch of the local coinage. I have to say, crowns are quite marvelously designed. Probably my 7th favorite type of coin, beyond paintings, snibs, sigs. I do think embers and brimarks and souls are all somewhat equal in usage. I'll put this to good use. Good to hear. He smiles broadly and effectively. He does not care about these coins. Good day. Just being able to give me a unknowable, just to my character, amount of money and just smile and not even give a shit about them, it perfectly encapsulates the problem with the rich. It's just play money for them. They don't care when it can really change other people's lives. But, alright. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.